Okay, so I have the fondue pot. I just need an outlet, an hour for the chocolate to melt, a serving spoon. And do you guys have those like big stick things?
We just asked you to bring napkins.
He does this every time.
This is a hot dog as a sandwich.
Ketchup is a smoothie.
Yeah, I put ice in my cereal, so what?
That makes no sense.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
What? Welcome to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, the show we break down the world's biggest food debates. I'm your host, Josh Scherer, and today we have award-winning actress and filmmaker Brie Larson and chef, food writer, and the founder of Ruined Table Courtney McBroom. They're co-authors of Party People, a cookbook for creative celebrations, and also amateur hot dog ontologists. So we need to address the elephant in the room here that we have all not only debated whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich, and I know you two are still very divided on that, but we've also participated in a democratic exercise, Brie, around a pool on whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich. Where do you two stand?
I firmly believe that a hot dog is its own thing.
And I know a hot dog is a sandwich. By definition, a hot dog is a sandwich. So I don't even know why
definition
people are even having this conversation.
What are you talking about?
It's like the definition of a sandwich is something that is in between two slices of bread.
Can someone pull up a dictionary and tell me if that's true?
Hold on. Now we're getting we everyone pause, take a deep breath. You two love each other. You're creative collaborators. You're friends. You know.
Today's our job day. We're gonna make us in a fight.
But like,
I'm honestly sweating, and I'm like not.
I'm taking off the jacket.
Conversation.
I'm taking off the jacket to reveal the official "A hot dog is a sandwich" political slogan T-shirt because I'm also on this side.
Thank you.
But if we're talking about dictionaries, we get into what's called prescriptivism versus descriptivism. Does a dictionary define what something is, or does a dictionary describe what a mass populace has already decided something is? The term literally is a great example of descriptivism versus prescriptivism. The definition of the word literally has actually changed because people use the term literally so figuratively so often.
Wrong.
So now, well, is it wrong or is it just a changing definition? So the term sandwich, I think we have there. I think you both have great points. I've ultimately decided that the question comes down to, are humans animals?
Right.
What do you think? Are humans animals?
Yes. Well, here's my question to you. What's an animal?
The dictionary. No, but I mean, you have to sort of ask yourself, like, why do we define something? You know?
Well, that's the truth. That is true. Why do we need to define something? I mean, I think that you're
fair enough.
You know, and fair enough. But
fair enough.
And here's what I would say about why we need to define something. Because it's great fun. Because what the hell else are we going to do with our time? But we would constantly just be like, can you hand me that thingamajig?
Yeah,
we would know that
doo-wop.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, what, the sandwich? And you'd be like, yes, the sandwich. And then I would hand you a hot dog.
It's just sick.
There's also legal reasons. Like,
they're animals. I think humans are a type of animal, much in the same way that I believe that a hot dog is a type of a sandwich, even though a hot dog is also very much its own thing. And I would argue humans are their own things too.
100. I 100% agree. But then there are people.
You think? Okay, I have a question for you both. Do you think a hot dog has consciousness?
Wow.
Are hot dogs conscious?
Yeah.
Because many people would say that's what kind of divides humans and animals. It's like we have consciousness, et cetera, et cetera.
So sorry, is the question evolved from is a hot dog a sandwich to is a hot dog human? Because
we're drawing a weird triangle right now.
I think basically what I would like to introduce to all today is the theory that perhaps hot dogs are actually
the snap of the casing is actually the hot dog screaming in pain as it goes into your mouth.
Yeah. Wait, Josh, tell me what brought you to this conclusion that a hot dog is a sandwich? What was the turning point for you? Like, this is like, I feel like we're getting it. Like, it's like, when did you become a creationist?
Well, no, a little bit. And I think you can build a sort of creationist lens out of this all. But to me, I think it's almost anti-creationism. I think a hot dog being a sandwich is actually like more pure Darwinian evolution. And it goes into the animals or humans thing. A hot dog was simply called a sandwich when it came out. They called it a Frankfurter sandwich or even a Coney Island sandwich because at least in American English, we use the term sandwich to describe a food that is portable and that is generally held in bread that you can likely eat on the go. And then there's actually legal reason to define things as such. If you say have an if you have like a non-compete clause with vendors that are moving into a mall. This happened in Minnesota, where a Panera Bread moved in and said, you're not allowed to bring in any sandwich competitors. And then a Qdoba moved in and they were serving burritos, and Panera sued them all, saying a burrito is a sandwich because it functions the same as a quick serve item.
Wow.
So if you're
Now tell
deciding,
me they win.
Yeah.
they decided that a burrito is not a sandwich in that case.
And I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
And here's where my other issue is Panera a sandwich shop?
Well, no, but
Is this
true.
only with questions and zero answers? I'm just curious.
But wait, if I can get to the creationism thing really quick. Yeah, Panera mostly sells soup and lemonade that kills people.
Yeah.
But the creationism thing, I've since softened on my stance about a hot dog being a sandwich in the same way that I've softened on being that really ardent atheist who was really mad about people who believed in God when I was 15 because I was a scared teenager who needed to be right. So now I think when people talk about a hot dog being its own thing as opposed to a sandwich, I think it's the same way people talk about humans being their own thing aside from the animal kingdom, because there is something special about being human that separates us from animals. If somebody sees me at the hometown buffet, they say, Josh, stop eating like an animal, despite the fact that we are part of the kingdom Animalia. You know, and if you look at this, especially through maybe even a creationistic lens, if you look at the book of Genesis, God granted man dominion over animal, you know, so I think
created man, God created hot dog, God created sandwich.
like, yes. And I think humans want to feel special because otherwise it's a tremendously frightening existence in this universe. And I think we want hot dogs to feel special as well because we have so many emotions tied to them.
And they are hot. Listen. I think you guys both know how special I think hot dogs are.
Yeah.
I do not think that referring to them as a sandwich makes them any less special. I know that they're special. I know that they deserve their own place in this world, this separate place. But again, I think of it almost like genus and species. Like hot dogs are hot dogs of sandwich species. Or maybe it's genus. I don't remember which one's bigger. Genus is this little, like, at the top, right? The pyramid.
Does evolution make us more special or does it make us less special? You know, the fact that we weren't divinely created or the fact that against all odds, we did evolve from apes to create consciousness. Both are beautiful in their own ways.
Guys, I thought we were talking about whether or not it's like cousin to the club sandwich. And now it's like, it's actually turned into the other thing. It's like, now you're making me think that hot dogs are just like sandwich tadpoles. Like hot dogs are the that become the club sandwich frog, and I'm confused.
They are,
and I'm delighted. You created a whole other thing where you don't want them to be their own thing because they're part of like a big family, and now I'm like, am I isolating the hot dog? Am I part of like this? Hot dogs are like sad because if they're conscious, then they're sad that they're not part of like an entire sandwich family. And like, well, I think who am I to keep them from their people?
I think we can all agree that hot dogs are conscious, though, right?
100%. Yeah, that's the thing. Listen, if life is a simulation, then hot dogs can certainly be conscious. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest because I genuinely have been waiting to say that for years to sort of update my own beliefs.
No, it was really beautiful.
It's a good philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's really opened my eyes. Seriously.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've been educated like that.
I appreciate it. If you have anything to educate me on, please.
No, I certainly don't.
I've grandstanded long enough. I think there actually is a thing you can educate me on. Good segue, Josh. Boom. You two just published a cookbook called Party People, and you are expert party throwers. So the thing we're talking about today is, one, how to throw a good party, but then two, if you are a guest and you are bringing food to a party, how do you not ruin it? And you have already seen my style of what I bring to a party because you consumed it. If you can tell people what I brought to the annual Hot Dog Fest, I think that would be illustrative of the point.
It was a hot dog martini.
It was a hot dog washed vodka. I believe you did a vodka martini.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, it was a hot dog washed vodka, chilled glass, served up with an olive twist.
It was in a pickle, right? It was a pickle twist.
So it was a pickle, a pickled chili, an actual hot dog round, and then a cherry tomato dusted in celery salt.
Right. How could I forget?
Yeah, there was an actual hot.
There was a tiny.
It was good. It tasted like a hot dog.
Yeah,
the best-
it was delicious. I wouldn't have thought of it, but it was incredibly delicious. And that's what you brought to our, that was the 4th annual hot dog festival.
Yeah, what will you bring to the 5th annual? We're really going to do it up next year, just FYI.
Are you already thinking about
man.
it?
Well, now I certainly am, but I don't know if I can keep one-upping myself. So I think maybe next year I'm just going to bring cans of Hormel chili. I think that might be.
That's fine. Yeah, no, that's great. If you could bring a bag of ice while you're at it, well, we'd love that.
And maybe some extra hot dogs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, like for real, if you are showing up to a potluck, what is your general strategy? And also, how would you grade my strategy of bringing maybe the most insane drink that has never existed in the history of this planet?
I loved your strategy.
Yeah,
Thank
A+.
you.
Yeah,
You
because
kidding?
you leaned into the theme, and this is something we've been talking with people about a lot on this tour, is like people are really afraid of a theme or a dress code. And Hot Dog Fest has become its own dress code because people dress in like hot dog paraphernalia, but also the theme is we're rallying around hot dogs. So there's lots of conversation. It gives people, it's a big bucket of people from all kinds of different walks of life. Some of my friends, some of my parents' friends, my sister's friends, some friends of friends of friends. And so it creates this bond where people have a container to say, if you're like randomly standing next to somebody that you don't know, you go like, oh, what was your first hot dog? You know, I don't know. You get to talk about
What's your
and so
favorite type of hot
you were
dog?
walking into a party where you like, we were walking into a party where you knew us, but there was at least 50 other people you didn't know. And you came in with basically a neon sign being like, I got something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You basically brought fire to the party.
Yeah.
And so it was, I think, an incredible, and as you know, it was our first time ever voting on MVP of the party, and you did receive that award.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a strong entrance. And I think that's an incredible way to be a guest, especially. It's like, okay, I don't know anybody. I can like try and fade in the background, or I can really just be like, I'm here. You want to know me. And everyone did. You made hot dog martinis and then you laid in the pool.
Yeah, and also you're like the only one in the pool, just floating around.
If there's a pool, I'm laying in it. And also, I'm a big fan of eating pool water soaked chips. Not like fully soaked like chilaquiles, but a little bit of pool water on the hand. And so I did, have a bowl of chips to myself that I was eating with deliberately wet pool hands. So I don't know if the details of the performance completely went noticed.
What is it about the pool water that you like? Is it the chlorine flavor?
Takes them right back. Just takes them back.
Yeah.
No, it does. Like it takes, in talking about, food and memories and conversation and connection, it takes me back to like throwing, I grew up in like a rent controlled apartment complex where the biggest perk that, especially if any friends with more means came over, was we had like a big pool that had a clubhouse, that we'd occasionally get kicked out by the apartment complex security because we were rowdy little kids. But that like feeling of eating chips with pool hands, to me, it creates a lot of memories. You know what I mean?
It makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect sense to me.
Same.
I feel like, wait, did we answer your question before? It was what
not to bring to a potluck?
Yeah. What would have been the worst thing to bring to, except for a closed off habitat? To a hot dog party.
I think like any like raw fish. Like I'm not trying to bring like tuna tartar to a potluck.
I was literally about to be like a bad attitude. Raw fish.
Yeah. Imagine both of them.
Yeah, like anything that like is.
You know me, I always bring my raw fish and a bad attitude.
So like specifically a potluck, because if you think about potlucks, it's like, okay, you're bringing a dish and it's like sitting out more or less.
Mm.
Don't bring like a sashimi plate, I think, unless you're like can back it up with like enough ice to keep it cool, because that's my thoughts.
I like where you're going with this, that you're thinking that like a potluck is like everyone's doing a self-sustained thing. And it's kind of like the bit that you did where you're like, oh, I need this, I need that. Is like, that is not my fave. I am supportive of people who show up like, we've all been there, where you're like trying to go the extra mile for the party. You definitely want to go to the party, but boys and girls, it's falling apart. The wheels are coming right off of this wagon. And so you show up and you're like, oh my God, the thing spilled in the car. I need this, I need that. I need another container for it. Like that happens.
Mm.
However, do your best to have your shit together in the crock pot. I mean, everywhere else in life, I'm like, let's just be free. But like if this is a potluck, the idea is that we're alleviating that everything is on the host and on the house to handle, and that everybody's bringing something that's part of the larger whole.
Yeah, at some point, you are then adding a burden to the person throwing the party, right? And that's
literally said, help me relieve this burden. I'm having a potluck.
Yeah.
Which is why what you brought was so good too, because it was entirely self-contained. You know what I mean?
Until you drank it, and then you weren't.
Oh, no, not self-contained at all. I don't know if you remember the other thing that I brought. I don't mean to keep talking about myself, but I think this is a really interesting snapshot of like how I treat potlucks, because I brought the dirty hot dog water martini, but then I also made a backup batch cocktail because I was so afraid that people were like, what the hell is wrong with you?
What did you make? Did you make a jungle bird?
I did make a jungle bird.
Yeah, because that's like one of my favorite drinks.
I didn't get to taste that. I don't think I knew you brought it.
Yeah, I remember it exactly, that you were like scared that that you came on too strong with your hot dog martini at a hot dog festival, and so you also were like, if this doesn't work out, I have something to fall back on. Which, that's nice. I appreciated it because I love a jungle bird. You didn't need to fall back on it. And the jungle bird was very much appreciated by me.
My biggest regret in life is I didn't get to taste that jungle bird.
Oh, shoot. Guess we're going to have a party again.
It's going to be my backup cocktail exclusively for the rest of my life. Anything I make, I'm like, and at least here's liquor that I know tastes good that you can enjoy.
Hey, can you tell me what's in a jungle bird, actually? Because I don't even know. I mean, it's rum.
Yeah, so it's typically like a dark rum, like a blackstrap rum, and then it's pineapple juice, lime juice, simple syrup, and Campari is the thing that really makes it a jungle bird.
Campari, that's what I was wondering. I was like, what is the red part?
That's not too far off from our party people punch.
No, really, it's not. I mean, there's some more ingredients in the party people punch, but again, they're of the same family.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've drank plenty of the party people punch, which is the homemade fruit punch with added fruit punch to increase the amount of fruit punch per fruit punch.
It's fruit punch flavored fruit punch. It's true. I've never thought about it that way. It's like you make a fruit punch and then you add fruit punch.
It's almost like adding condensed milk to your milk, which is delicious. And then you get like a tres leches cake. In all of your years of hosting parties, and I love how much you sort of like almost write about academic theory behind like partying and the importance of community and gathering in the book. Have you ever had any just like horrible disasters at a party?
Yes. It's a good one though. I used to host a dinner party every month at my house when I was like in my early 20s. And I remember going to a liquor store and being like, I need to get a bottle of something. I'm having people over. And the guy at the liquor store was like, I know what you can get, but I don't know if you can handle it. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, if you buy this bottle, it's going to get weird tonight. And I was like,
was it for Loca? What was it?
It was Strega.
Have
you ever heard of Strega?
No.
It's a highlighter yellow, like liqueur. It's like limoncello for a Loco, basically. It's like super sugary and super high alcohol content. And boy, oh boy, did that party get crazy. It was like multiple people puking into the same toilet.
No.
It was like a best guy friend of mine, like basically professing his love for me and being like, oh no, it's all getting weird. Everything's getting weird. And the guy at the liquor store told me that it would. And you know what? I had another party like many months later and I opened a bottle of it and it also got weird. Because I was like, surely that was just a coincidence. So I will say that one of my hot party tips specifically for your podcast is, unless you want it to get really weird and real, don't have Strega at the party.
Or maybe definitely.
Yeah, it's your choice. But I'm just saying it will be weird. It will be weird.
It will be weird.
Yeah.
I think my biggest party fail is actually in the book, is the one time it was my friend Leslie's, it was her bachelorette party. We all went to Ojai and we were like grilling and doing stuff. This was years and years and years ago. And we were getting hammered and I put a bunch of zucchini down on the grill and then we proceeded to just get shit-faced. And the next morning I wake up and I'm like, and I think we were going to grill burgers for lunch too. I opened the grill and like there were the zucchini just like on the grill. They'd been there all night. They had been turned into like charcoal briquettes. And thank God, like we didn't burn the house down.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I shouldn't be grilling after having that much alcohol that I would just, we all just forgot.
Yeah, don't cook and drink that much alcohol.
No.
It's kind of my biggest passion and hobby though, is cooking. And now, Brie, now that I know I can introduce Strega into my life and make that really weird.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Bring it to the next hot dog fest.
Yeah, Strega next hot dog fest. Let's do it.
Oh, we're gonna do like a mustard based Strega cocktail, and it's gonna be good.
I like it.
Isn't Strega so when you said Strega, I thought of Strega Nona, the children's book. And doesn't that mean
It's not. It's like the witch, I think.
Yeah, the witch. So is the bottle means like the witch?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool. We should drink that for Halloween. It's
I'm scared, but I'll try.
I think I was kind of thinking back to like my own weird drinking, cooking disasters, but I think they all end up being a story, which is the thing that like you kind of want out of a party. But I recently did, me and all my best friends from college, we keep in touch basically through a fantasy football league. And so every year we do a fantasy football draft party where we get an Airbnb in some kind of inclusively not fancy location. So instead of going to Vegas, we'll go to Reno, Nevada. We do that. And so we went to Pismo Beach up on the Central Coast and we got an Airbnb. And, typically it kind of falls on me to cook and we'll just get, 12 pounds of pork roast and ribs and figure it out. But my buddy Nico showed up with 10 pounds of rabbit meat that he fabricated himself.
Wow.
And
wait, what do you mean fabricated?
So he raises rabbits and rabbits are they're very environmentally friendly and they breed. And if we all ate rabbit meat instead of beef and pork, the world would be better off.
I'm wearing bunnies on my dress.
I know. Which gets me to my next point. Know your audience and don't upset people. Do you have any?
No, rabbit tastes great, but it makes me sad to eat it. But it does taste good.
And also he had 100 quail eggs because he raises quails as well. And so for a lot of people, quail eggs are tremendously difficult to actually cook with because they're so tiny, you got to peel them.
Yeah.
But instead, we had a sort of idea that I was going to make a Vietnamese braised quail egg and pork belly dish and then make a pre-Hispanic rabbit dish called michote de conejo. And then we all got, as we do, we all, 10 dudes got drunk by about 11 a.m. and we created an assembly line of people hard boiling and peeling quail eggs and then people deboning rabbit meat. And we all had a great time. So it's like one person's burden of bringing 100 quail eggs. Know your audience because we had the best time.
I really like that a lot. I mean, this is like not as interesting as what you just said, but we have friends that do like a latke party every year. And it's like a
tamale party too.
Yeah, but the latke party the tamale party, they make the tamales. We just arrive and enjoy tamales. Like the latke party is big buckets everywhere and you peel potatoes.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's just an all-day party where people come through and they're constantly making latkes and you're constantly like everyone's helping cook. And it's just like this group activity and it's so fun. And it's just a great example of like the thing that you think is like not what you're supposed to do as the host, which is like you're supposed to have everything perfect, is really stopping a lot of people from having fun and just like enjoying. There's something, the latke party really like hits for me because something feels very ancient about like just peeling potatoes with like people and like just talking and drinking and peeling potatoes feels like so part of like deep in our culture. And like maybe somewhere deep down too, like dudes were like boiling and peeling quail eggs. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And deboning rabbits.
And like deboning rabbits makes more sense. Like, but I'm like, maybe there were like, the men of yore that were peeling quail eggs.
The men of yore.
For sport.
Yeah, no, sport peeling quail eggs. I've read about that.
You know what else I love as an interactive party is like getting a bag of oysters, throwing them down like on ice on a table and like throwing a bunch of shuckers around and people are just like shucking their own oysters.
Oh, that's cool.
It's fun.
You're inventing new parties on the daily, but it kind of goes back to what you said of people are afraid to have a theme for their party and they're afraid to like have a dress code. But I think you're so right that people crave direction. They crave an activity. They crave like restriction. If somebody asked me just like, hey, make a good dish or make a good drink, I wouldn't know what to make. I would just be stuck. But if somebody says, hey, it has to be like hot dog themed, and it has, that is then like really fun because then you can play with that.
I completely agree.
Yeah, having a box to work within creates the best stuff. Like people always say, think outside of the box, but I say create a big box and make someone who generally thinks outside of the box think inside the box.
Bring them into your box.
Cool box of things.
Oh, that's
Totally.
so.
I always say that. She's always saying,
Yeah,
it's
you have merch that says that. I've seen your T-shirt that says all of that.
She says it to me all the time.
Yeah. It's in very small print on the T-shirt. It's almost like the optometrist test where like you can't read the lines, but you do say that.
That's what the host is. You know, we think it's like that the host is the one in charge of everything, but really what they are is they're setting the table. Like they are creating the container for people to enjoy the bouncing around in. The box. The box. Of course, the box, as Courtney's been talking about, the box, and has always been talking about. So that can be anything. That can be a potluck. We talk a lot in the book about like asking for help or making, like, I really believe in like making a budget and like let the box be the budget. Let the budget be the box. Yeah. Yes. Whatever it is, like there's so many different ways to think about like, okay, what's the container for all of this? And then like it helps you make all of your decisions. And when it's the two of us, for example, it also helps us with our own decision tree of how we're doing this party together is like we have the same goal in mind and like we know what we're doing. Like we know what kind of party we're having. And that helps you so much because you also know how to create that environment so that when the guest comes in, they can just immediately participate in that. Like you didn't have to walk into Hot Dog Fest to know how to participate at Hot Dog Fest.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely
right. It's very clear. It's clear.
This you two and Party People has genuinely been so inspirational to me for hosting parties because me and my wife love to entertain, but we're also coming out of that era in our lives where a party was just like, we're all going to get hammered and just, you know, people are going to talk shit about each other. That's the main, you know, the main activity. And like, that sucks. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I want fun and whimsy and I want direction. I want people to feel like they're part of a specific world. So that rules.
Thank you. We think so too.
Yeah. And I think that's part of what the book is too, is it's like, there's so many different ways. Like a party could just be you and your wife watching a show or like going on a date night or like you and a friend or you dance party by yourself or like it's 4 people. It's a sit down dinner. It's enjoying a show together. Like it doesn't all have to be like the fanciest thing or the biggest lift in the world. It's just about gathering. Yeah. Ultimately. It's just about making sure that like you put phones away and you hang out.
Yeah. And that intention, right? That's like what drives it.
Yeah.
We're coming up on holiday season, big entertaining opportunities for people. If you two are invited to a Friendsgiving, say that doesn't necessarily have a theme, what are you going to bring? What's your dish?
Well,
I know what I'm going to do.
Oh, go for it.
Go ahead.
I almost always every year make lasagna, like my special, like making the pasta from scratch. It's like 20 layers of like really thin bechamel. The lessons in chemistry lasagna is based on this lasagna.
Oh, sick.
So that's for sure what I'm bringing. And you slice it and then you kind of sear it on one side and you can like see all the layers.
The lasagna is heavenly. I wish at Friendsgiving so you make that for me because I want to eat that. I'm going to make a family recipe, which is my grandma's potato casserole. And I got to talk with her about what's in it because I haven't actually made it. I've just enjoyed it, but I definitely know that it's frozen hash browns are the potato. And then it's like, I'm sure there's like a cream of mushroom soup in there and like cheese. And then there's like the French onions on top. It's so good. It's so good.
I love a casserole.
I'd leave it to us to both pick like casserole things because that's the best. That's
the height. That's the height of food, in my opinion.
I agree.
I'm bringing napkins.
Oh,
as you should.
You know what? I like that.
Thank you.
You cook a lot for a living. So
finally, we've been asking for napkins for so long.
You finally brought them.
Speaking of casseroles, now it's time to find out what other wacky ideas are rattling out there in the universe. It's time for a segment we call Opinions Are Like Casseroles. Everyone's got one and they smell like onions. Now for the chorus.
Onions are like casseroles, and casseroles are like onions, and onions are like your opinions.
But why does everyone have a casserole? We will never know. And why do people smell like? Why do opinions smell like onions? That's kind of a silly thing to say.
Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have adequate rehearsal time. You know, we're all on different time signatures, different keys. That's we'll get there with practice.
It's jazz, baby. It's jazz. Casseroles are like jazz.
Let's get to that first opinion.
Hey, Josh and Nicole. Recently I went to, it's Graham from Georgia, and recently I went to a family reunion, and one of the food options there was some canned pear with some mayonnaise, cheese, and one of them little red cherries on top of it. And I was wondering what the hell is that, and why would anyone want to eat that? Bye.
I was wondering what the hell
I've heard of this. This is an actual dish. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a thing. It's a thing that people make a lot.
But I'm shocked because this to me feels like this. Everything he said, I was like, yes, and it's encased in Jell-O, but he didn't say that.
No,
This is a Jell-O situation.
it is, but this time there's no Jell-O.
What? So which came first? Did someone remove the Jell-O from this?
No,
Or-
there was never Jell-O in it.
I think this predates jelly. It's
It could be.
I
No,
think,
I'm saying this was first, and then someone Jell-O-fied it.
Oh yes, yeah, correct. And kind of for that, I noticed Courtney, you and I both perked up when we heard it because we're as longtime career food sickos. This is a thing. It's called Southern Pear Salad. Don't know what's Southern about it except for the mayonnaise and the cheese. But yeah, this was the fact that we have so many fruits available to eat right now is so new in modern history. And so anytime that say canned fruit company came out with a new product that was hey, we canned pears now when it's 1928. Here's how to eat a canned pear. Put mayonnaise, cheese, and cherries on it and put it on lettuce.
Yeah. But of all the things to do with the canned pear, of all the things, why?
Because people loved mayonnaise. Remember when we went to London and we ordered Taco Bell and they sent us mayonnaise instead of hot sauce?
No, that's true. That's true.
That's awesome.
Yeah, people love mayonnaise. Maybe the mayonnaise is the Jell-O. It's the base of it. So are we saying in the what the hell is that? I just want to clarify to this man. I think this is a salad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think this is classified as a salad. It's like a tuna salad kind of thing, but it's a pear salad.
Or a Waldorf. Think of it as a Waldorf salad. But instead of apple, it's canned pear.
It's also kind of a wedge in architecture. It's kind of a wedge in that you have to slice it and you get to choose your own bites of how much mayonnaise and cheese do you want on that bite of pear, which is never a sentence I've said.
I wish that this man was here we could have a conversation. It wasn't just a voicemail because I want to know did anyone eat it? Did you try it?
You know what? I bet it's good. I bet there's a reason why it's around and it's still being made. I bet it's good.
I bet it's awesome.
I wouldn't have a bite. I'd leave that one to y'all.
All right, next voicemail, Jamie.
Hi, Josh, Maggie, Nicole. This is Amber from Buffalo, New York. My food opinion is that potatoes are overrated.
Oh.
I've never liked potatoes, and everybody always seems to really like them, but I'm just not a fan, in any form. And secondly, I always think this every time I listen to your guys' podcast. Nicole sounds just like the girl from the Bee movie, and I cannot get over it. All right, thanks, guys. Love the podcast. Bye.
Nicole is currently on maternity leave, but we can call her. She has a sweet newborn baby, but we can call her to get her to make sure she sounds like the Bee movie.
Yeah, I want to make sure I understand the Bee movie voice situation, but it's okay.
It seems important.
I gotta go back and watch Bee movie so I can figure this out for certain. I am really taken aback by this take. I am concerned for this woman. What do you mean? In all of your travels and all of your life, you never found a single potato preparation that worked for you? I feel that the world has failed them, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
And potatoes are my favorite food.
Yeah, potatoes. Brie says this, I've heard Brie say this many times. He's not just saying that. Potatoes of all kinds, every form of potato, that's Brie's favorite food. So
if that's when people go oh, you only can have one food, I'm potato, just potato category potato. So I I'm just really confused. Maybe I'm not the right person to speak on this hot take because I'm like so deeply in like enmeshed in the potato culture that like I actually can't look in this direction.
No, I agree with you though. Like, how can you not like any form of potato unless you have a potato allergy? But but like, how do you not like there's like not like potatoes are one of the most versatile foods in the world that can be made into so many different things with so many different other ingredients added to them. How like, I want to know what this person likes then. Like, what is her favorite?
Maybe that pear salad.
Yeah. Maybe pear salad.
I'm not doing this just to be devil's advocate. I think I may understand where she's coming from a little bit. In the sense, no, hear me out. This is crazy.
Careful.
I feel like, dude, please do not rescind my hot dog. I feel like as MVP, I have like an automatic admission to the next one, no matter what heresy I'm about to say. 100%. But like, I think we are overexposed to a lot of potato preparations when we're young. Like, I grew up eating so much bad mashed potatoes and bad tater tots from a school lunch line. And so I think when you're kind of overexposed, and especially as you try and find like quote unquote more interesting foods, like for me, I almost never cook with potatoes at home, which is crazy, unless I'm making a dish that, you know, like what's the Peruvian wok tossed? Why am I blanking on this right now? Or like papa salad huancain or something. But for me, like, I would rather have like a polenta than a mashed potato in almost any form.
I don't love polenta.
You don't like polenta?
Polenta's oatmeal.
I like grits. I know that like grits and polenta are basically the same thing, but for some reason, I think polenta always seems too thick and like for some reason grits are
like a fried polenta. But we're getting too far away from the potato. And like, I hear you. And I do get that because potatoes are culturally like, just like a sustenance food. Like they are for like keeping us alive and not necessarily being the bestly prepared, the most bestly prepared food. So I hear you on that. I just find it like really hard to believe that like never in your life in all the French fries in the world of all the different ways you could have a fry, for example, that's where I'd want to press a little harder because I feel like the French fry, there's like, you didn't try like a crisscross fry. You even tried a curly fry, thick, like steak fry.
What about a twice baked potato? What about like, I mean, just a regular once baked potato?
Yeah. Just a simply once baked potato. I don't know. I'm just like, it feels hard to just be like, I think they're overrated is like just, we need to go to another one because this one's like too, that one's like,
skip it.
I need to hear another person talk about something because I'm like, that broke my brain. And like, I want to send like my condolences and like the whole potato community, like my heart goes out to that woman and like, please, like we are here for you and we'd love to welcome you in. Like, I wish that this was not just like a two-way conversation.
Can we
reach out to us, DM us on Party People, and let's like, can we have a conversation?
We'll make
can
you
we
a
like
potato?
Yeah, can we like figure this out?
Because, that was the most threatening. We'll make you a potato I've ever heard.
We'll make you a potato.
All right, next opinion. They're upset.
Risotto is porridge for snobs.
Damn straight.
Hell yes.
Straight.
Yeah.
You know what? And from the girl who just said polenta's oatmeal, I hear you. And it doesn't mean I like risotto.
I like risotto too.
I like porridge. I can be a snob sometimes.
What if you think about congee though, which is kind of like,
and
I think of as it's definitely a porridge, but I also think of as like a Chinese risotto.
It is, but I think we're especially with like David Chang and the 2010s and Roy Choi in LA, I think we're sort of shifting a lot of this narrative. But like risotto is seen as like a very fancy dish with a lot of mythology behind it, right? Anyone makes risotto on Top Chef, people go, oh, they can't make risotto.
Oh, they don't have enough time.
Oh my
They're
God.
not going to do it the whole time.
But
whereas congee is not seen that way.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is that they are basically the same. And so I agree that risotto is porridge, but I don't think it's necessarily, I think people think it's snobby, though. But I don't think it should be. I think it's a simple, easy food and it should be seen as.
I think people who make risotto well are snobs.
Yeah.
I think they
agree.
think they want to do something. Honestly, like the entire rice cooking community, like I'm like, something I don't understand. Like I'm making rice, rolling the dice. I'm making rice, I'm praying. Like there are people out there who are like, rice, no problem, got it, and I appreciate them. And I also feel like there's like a little like hoity-toity in being good at that.
Well, I think that I disagree.
Wow.
I think that people who really know how to cook rice know how actually easy it is to do, especially like a rice porridge type of thing.
So do you think I'm just saying
I'm just
insecure about my rice?
No. I think just like a really good steamed rice is so hard to make. But when you're talking about like a rice porridge, like a risotto or a congee or something like that, it's actually really easy to make. And I think people who don't know, I think people who make it and they're being snobby about it are being fake and weird and like trying to get by with something that's not true. Like, oh, people think this is hard, but I just made it. I know it's not, but I can be I can be big guy on campus.
Yeah. The
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, I like that. I agree. That man was right.
With the risotto, there's been like a historic overvaluation of a lot of Western European foods,
Yes.
And so I think like where they're coming from might be shaded in that. And as far as rice cookery goes, rice is the most commonly eaten food around the entire world. Like they've been growing it and eating it natively in the southern United States for a long time. They've been growing it and eating it natively in West Africa. I grew up around a lot of Persian food. Persian rice cookery with like the long grain basmati rice is really interesting because you basically cook it until like 85% done in a giant pot of water like pasta, and then you strain it, and then you put it back into a pot to kind of half finish steaming. And that's what makes Persian rice like so fluffy and the grains don't cling together. And so there's just so many different ways. If you look at like arroz con pollo or something, like where it's like, a dish that's effectively kind of like finished in the oven or almost halfway to kind of a paella. There's so many ways to cook rice. And I think people get hung up on what the perfect rice is as opposed to what a delicious rice is.
Yeah, agree.
Again, bringing the people together.
We really are.
Yeah.
All right, we got
Top
time.
geek in the rice. Let's just enjoy it.
We got time for one more? Let's do it. Last one. It's got to be a good one. If either Brie or Courtney get upset, we have to go to another one.
Hello, mythical friends. I wanted to give you guys my opinion. Sorry, this is Kat from Orange County.
Hey, Kat.
I wanted to give you guys my food opinion. So I know you have discussed at length the culinary masterpieces of Mormon cuisine, such as funeral potatoes and the dirty soda. But have you ever heard of the Mormon Ambrosia salad? So essentially what it is, it's going to be a container of your cool whip, a container of cottage cheese, obviously the small curd, the better, and then a package of green Jell-O powder, and then you mix it up, and then you're going to drain a can of pineapple chunks, and you're going to throw the pineapple chunks in your goopy, cottage cheesy, whippy green salad. And that is the most quintessential Mormon salad out there. It's their version of the Ambrosia salad, and it reminds me of childhood. Anyways, enjoy. Enjoy.
Well, I come from a lineage of Mormons, and I can attest to this. The Ambrosia salad is alive and well. Yeah. And I would like to add to this, if she's listening, and I hope that she is she aware of the candlestick salad?
That is something to see.
Oh, I am not. Brie, now I'm upset. I kind of ruined my whole day. You thumbed.
Why? It's just a banana dessert.
It's just a banana dessert with a cherry on top.
You thumbed your nose. I saw you thumb your nose at the pear salad from earlier, and you show me this. You show me this.
That is such a good point. That is such a good point.
This is its own thing, guys.
Much like a hot dog.
It is.
Is this a Mormon too?
Unclear. Yeah, I think it's more Mennonite actually. But anyway, yes, the Ambrosia salad is for real. Did either of you know about the Ambrosia salad?
I didn't know about.
more into culture.
I didn't know about that version. My grandma made a version that she called 5-cup salad, which is a cup of marshmallows, a cup of coconut, a cup of sour cream, a cup of canned mandarin oranges, and a cup of light brown sugar. That would also it's called 5-cup salad.
5-cup salad. That's cute.
And it's good. And it's very much similar vibes.
Yeah.
I grew up in Ambrosia because my family is from the kind of like Mennonite region of like Lancaster County, Lehigh Valley area. And so I grew up eating Ambrosia salad, just kind of thinking it as like white, vaguely Midwestern Sylvan people cooking, like church cookbook type stuff. What's crazy though is I was talking to a Filipino friend and they were like, I was at actually a potluck of theirs and they had Ambrosia and they're like, oh, this is my favorite Filipino dish. And I'm like,
interesting.
Huh?
Was it different in any way, or was it like the exact same ingredients?
I mean, Ambrosia salad, everybody kind of makes it a little bit differently with different canned fruits and marshmallows and sour creams and whatever. But it was like I recognized it as Ambrosia salad. And so I think the Mormon kind of claiming of Ambrosia, the kind of Midwest Presbyterian church cookbook, the Filipino, it's all just sort of like gathered around this idea of like bunch of prepackaged ingredients, which would have been popular in any of those, kind of cultures, combined with a love of gathering. And I think that's sort of beautiful.
Yeah, I think you're so onto something there. And it's like everyone kind of takes it as their own because at some point you've just grown up with it. It's not like Ambrosia salad. There's a starting point to Ambrosia salad. It's not the same thing as like a boiled potato, which it's like that could go back much further than an Ambrosia salad. But I love that different cultures have taken it as being like their own thing. And part of why it's survived is it is kind of like church food. It's the thing where it's like you have a gathering and it like sits out all day and it can hold because it's not really perishable in any way.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting too, because I just thought of this, like no one's making Ambrosia salad for themselves. Like they're not just like making Ambrosia salad for dinner for 2 hours. Like you make that to bring to a potluck. You make that for big, large gatherings. No one's just like putting that on a Thursday night dinner
It really
table.
reminds me of like school gathering, church gathering, like
exactly.
Watching football even. Like there's something about like it's like getting together for something.
Y'all need to throw an old school, like 1920s, slightly pre-depression era church cookbook party. I think that's where we're going.
Trust me, these are things we talk about and consider all the time. We're like, do we want to do a whole book of recipes that's like, and then you open this can and dump it in, and then you open another can and dump it in?
Maybe.
Like, no, but these are things we think about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do full cosplay too. I'll be like the, kind of out of town sexy preacher who's coming in with like new, slightly more liberal ideas, still incredibly regressive as seen through a modern lens. So.
I like this.
I'll be like, women should be able to wear pants only on Fridays,
Yeah. Ooh, and we'll whisper in.
Brie, Courtney, y'all are incredibly awesome. The book is awesome. Congrats on finally being pub day. You got anything else to plug?
No, please buy our book.
Yeah, just please buy our book.
Just please buy our book.
Buy the book.
We worked really hard on it. We're incredibly proud of it. And really excited to have people experience it and to hear about the gatherings that they're throwing and hopefully get some party ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe you can open up your hotline.
Yeah, for some party ideas. We can come back on and be like, good party or bad party. Yes, we'd throw that, or no, we wouldn't.
Canned pear salad party. I think we're doing it.
I'm in. Pear salad party. Oh, I was thinking, and you would be the perfect person to invite over for this, of doing like a chopped party.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And a canned pear would be a fun one in a chopped basket.
Give me 100 quail eggs and I'm down. That's what I need.
You know what? A deal. Okay, it was great talking with you.
Likewise. I'll see you.
Bye.
Thanks.
And on that note, thank you for listening to A Hot Dog is a Sandwich. We got new audio-only episodes every Wednesday and a video version here on YouTube on Sunday. If you want to be featured on Opinions or Like Casseroles, give us a ring and leave a quick message at 1-833-DOG-POD1. And for more Mythical Kitchen, check out our other videos. We launch them, heck man, every week, all the time. Go check it out over on YouTube. We'll see y'all next time. Bless you. It's a good exclamation point on it. We all gotta eat, and we know you're dying to get your hands on a last meal's apron and pin. Get yours now at mythical.com.